guys, and welcome to the DBGA podcast, a podcast where we interview top level executives inside leading and growing companies in the beauty and e-commerce industry. Excited to have our guest today, Melanie Elaine. We'll be diving into her story and a little bit about what her company does and some engaging insights into the beauty industry. So I'll go ahead and kick it off to you, Melanie. Could you please introduce yourself and tell a quick snippet of your story and your background prior to working at UluRx?
Absolutely. So I'm a 61-year-old woman, and I started the company because 4 or 5 years ago, I was told by a board certified dermatologist that I'd be bald in a couple of years. Needless to say, I panicked. So I went to two more dermatologists, and they basically said, well, you take some vitamins or maybe take some serum, some minoxidil, but, see you later. I was like, well, wait a second here. Why am I feeling like I'm being put out to pasture? There's got to be a solution. And how did I know there was a solution? Because I've got four sisters and they all had their hair. So I knew it wasn't a genetic thing. So I started to do my research. And I put together my own supplement regimen. And then I started messing around and putting together and making my own serum. And it worked. And many of my friends and family were like, did you get extensions? I'm like, no, this is my hair. They said, what did you do? And I realized that there is such a need for products that work for mature women. What happens as we age? Well, our hair starts to thin and our skin changes. Like the beauty industry just doesn't understand what our needs are. So I started the company.
Okay, very interesting. So, you kind of touched upon how you got into the beauty industry, but what is about your job or industry that you're passionate about?
Honestly, about helping other women. I was completely alone. I felt completely alone. Society has a way of, after, you're postmenopausal, has a way of saying, well, your best years are behind you, just deal with it. And I was like, no. We're living longer and longer. I think I had a few good years. So the passion was, if I'm there, and it feels terrible, it just feels awful. If I'm there, then other women are. And that's the passion. And it's not necessarily about hair and skin. It's about how you feel about you. And if other people think you look great, that's a bonus. But I wanted older women to not give up, to not, say, well, gee, I don't look great, so I can't go after that job promotion. I can't chase my dreams. So it really is about validating we women as we grow older. And we got a lot of years. If you're 45 or 50, you still got 40 years ahead. That's a long time. So that's my passion. It's just, I don't want anybody ever to have to feel that horrible. And it's a terrible feeling.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing this. And that's a beautiful mission. And I see that so many brands now are trying to be more inclusive and like to really provide products that are going to be good for yourself regarding or like your skin type, your age, and all of that. So that's a trend that I definitely see. But based on your being inside the industry, what are the current trends in the market that you are aware of? What winds are blowing? What are you noticing?
Well, current trends in the market are a little bit concerning. Many influencers who are not qualified to talk about hair loss and skincare are giving women advice. And we have a lot of women coming to us saying, I blew up my skin following such and such protocols. And they're, instead of going to licensed, experienced professionals, they're following influencers and they're buying based on emotion. And they're a little bit being taken advantage of by the influencers. Stop, take the time, ladies, to get the information. We're a team of pharmacists and doctors. We're legit script certified. We're a licensed pharmacy. You don't have to buy our stuff, but what we ask is slow down. Understand what you're buying. Understand why you're buying it. Are you buying it? And here's a trend I see that's of great concern. Are you buying it because you want to be part of a tribe and you want that affirmation and you want to be included? And I think that those types of emotional decisions are becoming more and more prevalent. And it's a great concern because women are missing out on getting the products that will really work for them.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing that perspective. That's very interesting. Now I want to transition a little bit and learn more about your company. So could you tell me about your company and what products are over at UluRx?
Well, as you can see, I've got some of the products behind me here. So we take a very holistic approach to aging hair, aging skin. What do I mean by that? Well, I know that when I was going through my journey, one of the things I learned is nutrition. And the best source of nutrition is good food. Good food, but you must supplement. That's why we always use the word supplement. It's to remind you that you are only supplementing a good diet and you can't supplement your way out of a bad diet. So our company's approach is, okay, we are not just going to sell you the product. We're going to coach you. We're going to explain to you how important it is that you are well hydrated, that you have good nutrition. We're going to talk to you about sleep. We're going to talk to you about stress. We're going to talk to you about the products that you're using that could be causing you to lose your hair and you don't know it. So that's part of our holistic approach. Then we believe that what you put on the inside is just as important, if not more important, than what you put on the outside. So what are we putting on the outside? We have custom tretinoins that are customized to your particular problem. We are a compounding pharmacy. So you would go to our website, say, I know I need something for my face. You would purchase that and then fill out a questionnaire to tell us what you need. And then our whole team looks at it. Our doctors look at it, our pharmacists look at it, and get you a formula that's right for you. We also have a pharmaceutical grade copper peptide that is unbelievable. And we also have hair serums using minoxidils and latanoprost at levels that are scientifically proven to work. So all of our products come to you and we're going to customize a regimen. Okay, let's look at your nutrition. How you doing with your hair? What shampoos are you using on your hair? Are you over exfoliating your skin? Are you using 10 products in the morning and 20 at night? So we're going to look at this. We're going to put it all together. Very likely, let you know you don't want to use that much stuff and try to simplify and customize. And we do that with our whole team does it. Everybody pitches in and makes sure it works for you.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I feel like you kind of touched upon this already, but I really want to give you the chance to really dive into this topic. And so could you tell me what unique value do UluRx products bring to your customers?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because there's one portion of the value that we bring that no one else does. So not only do we actually interact with you, have a phone call, which is a rare thing nowadays, but we'll interact with you, talk to you about what's going on with your products, what's going on with your skin, what's going on with your hair, customize it for you, leave it on your doorstep. But we are always going live on platforms at least 4 times a week. Tonight with our pharmacist, because we're here to support you. It's coaching. So we're not just throwing a product at you and saying, have a nice day. We're giving you the product and saying, okay, Monday and Wednesday nights, you can join our pharmacist and ask questions. Ask about how best to use it. Ask what products will work with it and not work with it. Ask if you're using such and such, will there be an interaction? So the unique value proposition is you're coached, you're supported, and nobody does that, which is kind of surprising because everyone will use a product differently. Everyone will have different questions. And I keep saying, why don't brands just get on and answer questions on a daily basis about how to use their product? Because product usage, if you don't use it right, you're not going to get the value. So I think that's what makes us unique, is that we're always here to interact, support, and answer your questions.
Thank you so much. And yeah, like you said, you have a very comprehensive offer. So I'm sure that this comes with challenges as well. So what are some of the challenges of being the CEO at UluRx? What do the day-to-day challenges look like for you?
Um, Technology is taking off at exponential rates. I love AI. We produce a lot of our content using AI programs, very informative content that people are really liking. The biggest challenge is finding people who are up to date with the latest technology. Because that's a really important skill set. It's always getting better. Research is getting better. Formulations are getting better with AI. Information is getting better with AI, and I think that's the biggest challenge. Is just finding people who are tech geeks and who love to keep up with tech, so we can really make the most out of the platforms to serve our clients.
Definitely. And so what do you think is the type of mindset that is needed to be a successful CEO? Because there's a lot of things happening, like you said, a lot of evolution toward like with technologies and everything. So what would you say is needed to be a successful CEO?
Resilience. You get beat up, you got to get back up. Just expect it. You have to be resilient. You have to be a problem solver, because that's really what you do. You put out fires and solve problems. If you don't like the puzzle and the challenge of solving problems, it's going to be torture. Absolute torture.
Okay, yeah, definitely agree with this one. Now I want to transition a little bit because, as you know, we're a data analytics company. So I'm always curious to hear about other people's experiences when it comes to data analytics in the industry. So, in your experience, how does data influence decision making and strategies in the beauty industry?
I have a saying: if I can't track it, I whack it. You have to be able to track the metrics. You have to be able to heat map on the website. What are people looking at? What do they want more of? What do they want less of? You can't, it's not even about getting a competitive edge. You can't survive if you're not paying attention to the analytics. Everything is happening faster and at a larger scale. And it's impossible for someone to even get a feel for it and keep it in their, keep it in their head. Well, this is what I think. What does the data say? Why are people purchasing? What is it that people want? And you just need to understand the data that's tracking your particular demographic. And without it, you can't make a decision. In my opinion, you're paralyzed.
Yeah, without data, you're kind of guessing when it comes to strategies. It's like, I think this might work, but when you have the data, you can make the proper decisions. So, in your company personally, how can you share insights on the role of data analytics in understanding consumer preferences and trends?
Yes. So what we do is we'll heat map our site, right? What do people want? Do they want videos? Do they want very quick little bits of information, or do they want to dig deeper? So that's how we say, okay, people, they want a video, they want it quickly, and they want you to get to the point. They do want more information, but that's further on the page if they want to go and look for it. So we're finding that speaking to people and explaining things to people via video is far more effective, for example, because we're a pharmacy, things can get complicated. So if we just put the words on the page, they're going to go, oh, but when we put one of our pharmacists in a video explaining it, they go, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I understand. So that's probably the primary way that we use it. We also use it, on our social media. What information do people want? Answer the public. People also ask things like that. So we look at that data. We look to see, instead of us guessing, as you said earlier, about what people want to know, we go and we find out exactly what information they want. We do the research, or our pharmacists can usually answer those questions with their expertise quite quickly. And then we produce content that they want, that is going to be valuable to them, not what we think will be valuable to them.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for sharing this. And now I want to ask you, what are the future projects for UluRx? What is your vision for the next 12 months?
Well, we're always coming out with new products. And we've got fantastic hair serums. We're also testing a copper peptide product for hair growth,
Okay.
which is amazing. We are also, have you heard of NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide?
No, I haven't.
It was formerly a supplement. It's now considered a drug by the FDA because we're a pharmacy. We're going to move into that space so that we can provide proper service, making sure that that particular product is right for the client. And we are always coming out with new formulations for anti-aging, for skin, for hair, for body. We are coming out with a face wash that is fantastic for clogged pores, on and on and on. So it's like every month we just keep bringing these products online once they're properly tested. So we're staying in that space, but expanding out. Really, it's anti-aging. So it's anti-aging supplementation, anti-aging for skin, anti-aging for hair.
Okay, well, exciting projects coming then. Thank you for sharing. And now I have a last question. It's a loaded one, but I like to ask it because I think it's a good way to kind of wrap things up. What are some of the most important things that you've learned in your career?
Um, the most important thing is who you put on your team,
Yeah,
who you let into that closed space, who you can rely on, who has the skills. If you let one wrong person in, they can just degrade the morality of the team and the mission. So, that old saying, show me who you walk with and I'll show you who you are. Making sure that you have people in your company who believe in what you're doing and understand the mission. It starts there. Nothing else really matters unless everybody is in and on that same page.
yeah, I hear that one a lot. So thank you for sharing.
You're
I
welcome.
think it definitely matters who you surround yourself with. So thank you. And thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Now, for the people that are listening or watching and that want to reach out to you, where can they find you?
Our website is ulurx.com. We are a pharmacy, so we, of course, have phone numbers on our site. It's required by law. So some people are shocked that we give out our phone number, our office number, and we do answer the phone unless we can't get to it. That is 602-315-1530. You can text and say, hey, can I have a few minutes of your time to talk about your products? We often do that because we're doing things so differently. People need to wrap their head around a little bit what we're doing. And yeah, you can text and say, hey, can we set a time to have a chat? No problem. You can also find us, UluRx, ULURX, sometimes with an underscore on social media. And on TikTok, we are anti-aging skin and hair.
Okay, got it.
Super easy to find on all those platforms. And yes, we welcome interaction. And thank you so much for asking us to join this podcast.
Yeah, of course. I'll put all that information in the description of the podcast for the people that want to reach out to you. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.